Hey baseball fan, it's rough out there. Time for a little self-care, like spending quality time with the box scores from last night, savoring comfort food like hot dogs with mustard and onions, and a few minutes of cardboard meditation. Welcome to the show that features some of baseball's oddest stories and the cardboard slabs that document them. So go ahead, relax your mind, retreat to your happy place, and get ready to find peace and joy through baseball cards with your host, the big guy.
Good morning. Well, morning here right now. You know, a lot of us dads like to pretend like it's no big thing, no big deal about being a father. We're just doing our paternal job. Or you don't want to have a big fuss made over you. But as a dad, we love Father's Day. And I can't speak for all dads, but I really enjoyed being a mentor and a role model for my kid. I really did enjoy passing on all those pearls of wisdom that my dad passed on to me, to my kid. And I can't tell you the amount of pride and happiness I found playing catch with my daughter for the first time. That was great. I think a lot of people really have these sentimental feelings about their fatherhood or as a child and a father. I think movies like Field of Dreams, things like that, kind of really romanticize it. And that's okay because it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Well, I think also that if you were lucky enough to have a dad, and who doesn't? Everybody's had one, for good or for bad. And he took you to ball games, or he played catch with you, or you just did things together out in the yard with a ball, even if it's a soccer ball, even if it's a football, even if it's a beach ball. You probably feel you really do have some really great memories of that time. So I think being a major league dad, and I mean that's a father in a major league way, having your son follow in your footsteps has to be a massive source of pride. It would have to be something that you couldn't possibly hope for when you first started in the league. And now this is the second chapter of your baseball career, and that's having a kid in the major league too. In the major leagues, I'm sorry. So what we're going to do now is highlight 15 father and son combos. Sometimes grandsons are going to be included too. So we're going to do that, and I hope you enjoy it. So you might think, though, with this large onslaught, that's not the right word for it, but, just a phenomenon of a lot of father and son combos playing now, that's something new, but it's not. It's been actually happening since the 20s. There just wasn't that many teams and that many players, so, the size of that amount of people that would be doing that is much smaller than the sample size we have today. So here we go. The first father and son combo were the Sislers. George Sisler, Hall of Famer, and his sons Dick and Dave. George never pressured his kids to get into baseball. He said, frankly, I have never encouraged my sons to go in for the game. If they've got it in them, I'll find out in time. Well, they had decent careers, but nothing like the .340 batting average and the 2,812 hits that Dad had. Now, this George Sisler card right here is an E121 American Caramel from 1921. Dick's card is a 1952 Topps, 113, and Dave's card is a 1958 Topps, number 59. Now, another Hall of Famer is Fred Lindstrom. Now, he played most of his career with the New York Giants. After his playing career, he became postmaster of Evanston, Illinois. Now, his son Chuck, seen here from a team photo because he never had a card because his career was very brief. But in 1958, in his only year in the bigs, he walked and tripled for a perfect 1,000 career batting average in just 2 plate appearances. That's something. I'd brag about it. Fred is shown here on his 1933 Gaudi number 133, and the photo is from a team issue. Both Earl Averells played Major League Baseball. Now, Earl with an E, that's the senior, and Earl without the E, that's the junior, were the father and son combo we're talking about here. Dad was a Hall of Famer and elected in 1975. He was known as the Earl of Sonomish. and had a distinguished career. Now, Junior, he's just an average ball player. However, Averill Jr. set an MLB record in 1962 that he shared with Piggy Ward. Yeah, Piggy. He had the most consecutive plate appearances reaching any base by any means, with 17, which he did from June 3rd to June 10th, 1962. Earl Sr. is pictured here on his 1935 Diamond Star card, number 35, and Earl Jr., 1960 Topps, number 39. So Dizzy Trout was a Detroit Tiger favorite back in the day, back in the 1950s. You know, looking at this card right here, as a kid, I always thought that someone drew the glasses on the card. And then when I saw more of them, I thought, well, nope, that must be the way it is. It just looked weird to me. His son, Steve Trout, pitched his way into the major leagues back in 1978 through 1989. Steve had the nickname Rainbow. Dizzy and Rainbow. Sounds like some of Frank Zappa's kids, don't they? Well, here is the 1953 Topps card number 169 for Dizzy, and the 1980 Topps card number 83 for Steve. And people who are not baseball fans know of Yogi Berra. Of course, they know him as the Hall of Famer playing catcher for several championship teams, but he also was a coach, a manager, and a dad. He was the father of Dale, and one time when Dale was hitting against Don Sutton back in 1984, he struck out 3 times. Now, Yogi, even though he is coaching, he's managing right between innings, he sees the box scores from the Pittsburgh Pirates game, and he can't believe that his kid struck out 3 times. So between innings, he goes to the dugout phone, picks it up, and calls Dale while he's in the coach's room after the game. And he says, "How did you strike out 3 times?" So Dale had to tell him, he goes, "Hey, I was batting against Don Sutton, and he's hard to hit." And Yogi said, like a dad only could, "He is? Well, doesn't he have to get it over the plate?" Always a dad. This is Yogi's classic card, the 1956 Topps number 110, and Dale's card from the beautiful 1984 Donruss set. I love that card. I love that set, number 430. The Bell family is our first example of a grandfather, father, and grandson all making it to Major League Baseball. Now, David Russell Gus Bell, from 1950 to 1965, there's son Buddy Bell, who joined the league in 1973, and son David, who joined in 1995. In 2004, grandson David hit for the cycle. Gus Bell and David Bell are the only grandfather and grandson duo in Major League history to hit for the cycle. Gus is shown here on his 1956 Topps card, number 162. Buddy is on his 1973 Topps card, number 31, and David on his 1996 Topps card. Mike Bell, David's brother, and Gus's other grandson also played, but is not shown here. Joe Coleman, the senior, pitched for the Athletics, Orioles, and the Tigers. His son Joe, the junior, was in the league from the late 60s into the 80s and was a very effective pitcher in the 1970s, especially for the Tigers. And he has a son, Casey, who was a rookie in 2010. So get this, Joe, the senior, attended Catholic high school and was visited by brother Gilbert Mathias. Now, if you're a baseball fan and that name sounds familiar, that's the guy that mentored Babe Ruth when he was a kid in Baltimore. Mathias introduced Joe Sr. to the Babe, who was visiting the school, and after watching Joe Sr. pitch, took him aside and helped him toss a more effective curveball. What a great story. This is Joe Sr.'s 1955 Redman Tobacco card, number 17. Joe the Jr.'s card is a 1974 Topps card, number 240. And Casey is featured here on a 2011 Topps update, number US 307. Okay, now the Boones have a very rich and deep history in Major League Baseball. They've all held positions as managers, scouts, analysts, assistant general managers, roving instructors, and more. So Ray Boone is the grandfather, Bob Boone is the father, and Aaron and Brett are the grandsons. Wouldn't it be cool to be invited to their Thanksgiving dinners? All the stories they could tell. Ray is featured here on a 1951 Topps Redback. Son Bob is on the 1974 Topps card, number 131. Grandson Aaron on the 1998 Upper Deck Collector's Choice card, number 68. And the other grandson, Brett, is on the 1993 Fleer card, number 266. Now, the Stottlemeyers, they were known as baseball royalty for quite some time in Major League Baseball. You know, the dad was a great pitcher for the Yanks and was a great pitching coach later on in his career. Todd pitched for 2 World Series teams for the Blue Jays, and Mel Jr. was a coach for 3 teams after his pitching career was done. Now, here's Mel on his 1965 Topps card, number 550. It's a high number, I think. Todd is on his 1999 Upper Deck card, number 697. And Mel Jr. is pictured here on his 1991 Donruss card, number 257. Now get this, Todd's son, TJ, is playing ball at Notre Dame Prep. So who knows? Maybe the royal bloodline will continue. Gritty is a good word to use for the Francona baseball family. That's Tito and Terry Francona. Now, Tito's real name is Jonathan Patsy Francona. I can't see a nickname Patsy Francona on a baseball card, but I can see Tito. That's pretty good. So they both had good careers, with Terry being better known for his managing skills. I think everybody knows him for that. But Tito, on the other hand, he played quite a few years. And when he was with the Indians, they were in Boston to play the Red Sox. And Tito ticked off the entire Fenway crowd. Here's what he did. It was a scoreless game in the 3rd inning. The Indians loaded the bases with 2 outs. Tito was on first base, and he yelled, "Hold it, Earl," to Red Sox pitcher Earl Wilson. Now, Francona's distraction caused Wilson to half stumble off the mound and balk. That scored a run. I think everybody will get on board if I just said, don't make Red Sox fans angry. Just don't do it. Here's Tito's 1958 Topps card, number 316, and Terry's 1983 Topps card, number 267. Okay, probably the best known father and son combo in Major League Baseball history, the best known, is Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. Now, you got to stop and think when Dad was helping Jr. work on his first Major League contract back in 1987, he never once thought in his wildest imagination that he would play on the same team, let alone be in the same lineup as his son. But that's what happened. It's August 31st, 1990, against the Royals. They became the first father and son duo in Major League history to appear in the same lineup. Now, here's Dad's rookie card, 1974 Topps, number 598, alongside Junior's 1989 Upper Deck card, number 1, which is the most graded card in baseball card history. Okay, that was a well-known combination right there. The next combination is also well-known, but not to the extent of the Griffeys, and that is the Bonds boys. They were crafted from the best baseball material known to man. Now, we're talking both dad and son could hit for average, hit for power, made stealing so easy that the Hamburglar was jealous. They were great fielders and found themselves on many winning teams. And listen to this. Barry is the only other player in Major League history to hit 300 home runs and steal 400 bases. And also, the only other player to have 5 30-30 seasons. Now, despite PED accusations, Barry was a beast, and so was Bobby. This is Bobby Bonds' 1969 Topps number 630. That's his rookie card. It's a high number. And Barry Bonds' second-year card is the 1988 Fleer number 322. All right, let's say you're a pitcher. This next father and son combo should have you shaking in your boots, or cleats, whatever the case may be, because we're talking about the Fielders, and they were the most powerful family bats in MLB history. Well, for a while anyway. Prince and Cecil Fielder were the only father and son duo to each hit 50 home runs in a season, and were the only father and son duo to hit 40 home runs in a season as well until 2021, when Vladimir Guerrero Jr. joined up with his dad to do it. This Cecil Fielder card is from the 1995 Upper Deck set and is number 425. Now, Prince is seen here on his 2012 Topps All-Star card, which is AL13. Now, Dante Bichette was known as a slugger for several different teams, and he was also a 4-time All-Star. Steady producer at the plate, Then his son Bo came along. Bo, by the way, is named after Bo Jackson, so he had a lot to live up to. He's also the youngest brother of Dante Bichette Jr. Both Bo and his brother Dante Jr. have played for Brazil in the WBC. Now, they could do that because their mom, Mariana, is native to Porto Alegre, Brazil. Their maternal grandfather is Chinese in descent, so they might play for several different teams down the line. Dante's card here is the 1996 Upper Deck Collector's Choice, card number 278. And Bo's is the striking card. I love this one. A 2020 Topps card number 78, and is a short print variation. All right, we're down to our 15th father and son combo, Bobby and Bobby Witt Jr. So let's just talk about the dad first. He was a hard-throwing right-hander, played for Texas early on, and just known for how hard he could throw and for control issues instead of real hard abilities. Folks in Arlington began calling him Wit and Wild as a play on words for the water park Wet and Wild, what was next to the Arlington Stadium. Witt led the league in walks 3 times and wild pitches twice. Son Jr., he's going to be known in a much more positive light, I'm sure. Bobby the dad's card right here is the 1987 Topps card, number 415. And Bobby Jr. is featured here on his 2022 Topps Holiday Edition, HW150, and it's a super short. And that's it. That's it for our top 15 father and son combos for 2024. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw here, can you just like and subscribe? It'd mean the world to me, and I appreciate that. And if you're a father, happy Father's Day to you. And if you haven't reached out to your dad yet, why don't you do that right after this video? Thanks. Talk soon.
Just like that feeling you get after the 7th inning stretch? Fresh and focused. Cardboard meditation helps set your mind right. Thank you for watching. Show us your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe button. Ring the bell while you're at it so you'll know when we upload a new story.